Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a player ratings and match review from yesterday. Obviously managed to get a 2-0 win against Luton. Good win in the end. I felt like we was, desperate for a win, if I'm being completely honest. Get out of that losing form. I thought yesterday we played really well. There was still some improvements, what I can see, us needing to make, but overall a good performance, a good comfortable 2-0 win against Luton. Good performance by Callum Robinson yesterday as well. The first goal, whether it was an own goal or not, I think Charlie Austin was there to, put it in the back of the net and stuff like that. Semi Ajayi with a really good header to make it 2-0. And, we never really looked like conceding, to be completely honest. I think Luton looked really poor. Even when they brought players like Izzy Brown on, I still think they looked, quite bad. And you can see that there is problems for Graham Jones. They play it from the back far too much for a team like Luton. It's going to be dangerous. They haven't really got that much quality. They did score yesterday, but it was offside. But I'm going to get into my player ratings now, guys. Sam Johnston. Now, for me, yesterday, his distribution was really poor. He didn't have any saves to make. I do think that Sam Johnston gets really, really unfair criticism off some of our fans, like saying he's rubbish and stuff like that. And I've saw worse what people have said, but I think it's a bit harsh what people say about him. Okay, he isn't as good as when we had Ben Foster, but you can't compare Johnston to that, if that makes sense. I know a lot of our fans do. Ben Foster's probably one of the best keepers we've ever had, and well, in my time anyway. And I think it's a bit unfair on Johnston, but yesterday's distribution was poor. He didn't really have any saves to make, so I'm just going to give him a standard 6. Dara O'Shea, I thought he played really well yesterday, put in a lot of effort. Some of the blocks he made yesterday, there was a chance where Luton could have scored and he put his body on the line, went out for a corner. I thought he was pretty solid yesterday, so I'm going to give Dara O'Shea a 7 out of 10. Kyle Bartley in centre-back, I thought he did really well. Like I've said, ever since Bilic has took over, he's been really consistent for us this season. I think he's been quite good in most games, to be completely honest. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Semi Ajayi obviously managed to get a header. I had a feeling before the match he would. I said it in my score prediction in my vlog. Not only that, he defended really well, and again, he has been really consistent this season. 1.5 million for Semi Ajayi, absolute bargain. I can't believe that we've got him for so cheap. He's a brilliant player, and yesterday was the same. He took his goal well, good header, 5 goals for the season now. He's quite a high scoring defender. To say we haven't been amazing on set pieces, he's contributed quite a lot. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Connor Townsend, I thought he had a decent game yesterday, if I'm being honest. Another player who does get a lot of criticism sometimes, and over the recent weeks he's improved massively. That goal against West Ham must have installed some confidence into his play, because I thought yesterday he was popping up all over the pitch, making crucial tackles. I thought he was really good yesterday, and I'm going to give Connor Townsend a 7 out of 10. Moving on to the midfield now, probably one of the poorer performers yesterday for me, Romain Sawyers. He is a key part of this team, and he is brilliant, but I think recently his form has dipped a little bit. I know that every game you can't be consistent and you can't always have a good run of form. It happens to every single player. But I just think lately that, he's been going backwards too much. He's been going sideways too much. And I thought yesterday there was a bit where he was messing about with the ball and nearly costing us goals. He's still a really good player, and I'm not going to say he's not, because he is. But I thought yesterday was probably one of his poorer performances. I'm going to give Romain Sawyers a 5 out of 10. Now, next to him, Jake Livermore, who at first I didn't really notice in the game, but after watching the game back on Sky and stuff like that, Livermore was exceptional yesterday. He covered every single blade of grass. He was putting himself about, putting himself into tackles like he always does. He rarely lost the ball. I thought Livermore was brilliant yesterday, and Really close to being my man of the match, if I'm being completely honest, with a couple of other players. I thought he was brilliant yesterday. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Moving on to the left-hand side, debutant Callum Robinson. You know, we didn't really know what to expect from him. You know, he got chucked straight into the team. Obviously, he's going to be fit because he's been playing for Sheffield United. I think he's made 19 contributions or something like that, coming on or whatever, something like that. Don't quote me on it, guys. But, you know, he looked brilliant yesterday. He added a lot of injection and freshness into the team. I thought yesterday Callum Robinson was outstanding. You know, a couple of chances where, you know, he hit the bar at one point, testing the keeper. Finally, it looks like we've got a winger who's going to cut in and shoot. You know, we do have that with Pereira and Diangana as well, but he looks a lot more like he will have a lot more shots, basically. And he did yesterday. He must have had 4 or 5. You know, he put in a dangerous ball for Charlie Austin, which led to Luton's own goal. I thought he was brilliant yesterday. You know, Slaven Bilic has come out and said he was outstanding. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. Now, Kravinovic as well. I thought he was brilliant yesterday. The link-up play between him and Robinson was outstanding. Again, you know, Kravinovic has been really good over the past couple of weeks, and it's really good to see, you know, he's taking that chance with Pereira being out. Obviously, we know Pereira's going to be back next game, but I think Kravinovic has filled in really well, and he was close to being my man of the match as well. I thought he was brilliant. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. But I did give man of the match to Callum Robinson. Right midfield, another player who I thought had a decent game yesterday, Matt Phillips. I thought he played really well. You know, he looked back to his old self a little bit, got the assist for Semi Ajayi's goal, and he worked really hard. He went off after about 70 minutes, but he did play really well yesterday, and I'm going to give Matt Phillips a 7 out of 10. Charlie Austin, he was probably not quite low, but, you know, there was a couple of times where he could have easily slotted the ball in the back of the net. There was one where he missed from about 3 yards out. You know, he's a good player and he is a goal scorer, but he does seem to be struggling at the minute, to be completely honest. I know he got his goal against Cardiff for the penalty, and you can never not trust Charlie Austin from the penalty spot, but there was a couple of opportunities where he, you know, missed yesterday, so I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Substitutes, Darnell Furlong. I thought he did really well when he came on. Probably one of our most consistent players this season. 7 out of 10. Hal Robson-Kanu, when he came on, I thought he looked a lot better than Charlie Austin did. He holds up the ball well. He works his socks off, to be completely honest, guys. I thought he was brilliant when he came on. 7 out of 10 for me as well, guys. Now, the last player who came on was Raheem Harper, who came on in the 85th minute. I thought he did okay when he came on. You know, you can't really judge a player when they've only come on for that long. So I'm going to give him a standard 6 out of 10. But if you enjoyed the video, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.